another question I wanted to ask you, just kind of branches up, because I do want to come back to prayer in a second here before the show's out and give people some real meat to take away from this discussion. The other beings that you saw on this particular space station, were they the same as what you were referring to before, these beings that come and they say they're from different star systems or so forth, or?
Well, again, it sounds pretty crazy, but it's like, it reminded me of what you see on the Star Wars movies.
Really?
Yeah. And then everybody's walking around like it's like a middle station where there's people there, and then there's ones that don't look human, but they're walking around and they all know. It's like they don't look at each other like there's anything odd about each other. In fact, they didn't look at me like I was odd. It was just I was there with the Greys. It's kind of, the whole thing just sounds, so much of what I've experienced just is out there. I know it's out there, but I'm going to speak it and tell everybody that I know it's kind of hard to grasp. I don't expect people to grasp it, maybe never.
Okay.
And it's just, it's going to mean something someday, and to some people now it may mean something. What I don't understand, what I found out in my own life, there's certain things I don't understand right away. Later, like just little things that don't seem to make sense at all. Later on, they make perfect sense. That's another reason why I don't want to change my story to make it sound like it's like I'm not crazy or something.
Well,
because I find out it makes sense later.
Yes, don't do that. And you know, here's the thing, because we're winding down here, and I definitely want to get on some prayer, because that's the real meat here. But you know, something that's really interesting to me, and I was talking about this. Well, I've heard some of my other friends come to the same conclusion. In the book of Revelation, you see throughout the Bible, there's a reference to this thing. It's called the Book of Life, and in the book of Revelation only, you will find this particular reference to the book of life in the following way. Those whose names are not written in the book of life, whose names were never written in the book of life. And that's in Revelation chapter 13, verse 8, and Revelation 17, I believe verse 2, not verse 2, not sure on that. I would have to double check that. But I believe it's in Revelation 17. There's two references to this population of people where it says that they were not written in the book of life. And the thing about that is that both of them are in reference to the Antichrist. For example, in Revelation 13:8, it says, "And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world." And as I began to study this out, one of the things that I felt that I understood was that, well, if your name is never written in the book of life, maybe, just maybe, it's not even referring to a human population at all. In other words, that God, because he is involved intimately with the conception of the human individual, may have a log of all of the names of every human that's ever been born. And so if your name was never written, could that be a population of beings that is not human nor affiliated with the redemptive work of Jesus Christ? What that does is open up the book of Revelation to us so that we can understand that, well, there's not total polarization necessarily, that when the Antichrist is here, it's not that he rules the whole world per se, but that he rules the whole world, especially those that are not written in the book of life, or possibly other beings altogether. When you talk about all these other beings on these spacecraft and different things, I can't help but think, what if part of the implementation of the beast kingdom and the coming of the final Antichrist is going to mean the outpouring and the arrival of all of these different kinds of creatures and beings onto the earth to literally populate the earth right alongside the humans that are here at that time, walking us into a scenario that I don't think anybody but, well, all the people in Hollywood have imagined could happen. And
yeah. When
you know,
I do know some of that. I do know some of that's true, and that's from the hybrids that we were creating just before I left the organization, and that was for the end times. And
wow,
that was to put so that they could have a foothold on the earth. But they look human, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. It's like superhuman.
Incredible. Well,